Hello and welcome back to part 9 of Unprogrammable's playthrough of Shadowrun Returns. Last time we went through the Royale apartments, found Coyote, and blew the fuck out of everyone else, including Stevie J. Found out Paco had a machine gun, and it was all nice and dandy. Now Coyote's over here. She got pretty mangled. That's her arm there on the table. And we're here in the basement of the Seamstresses Union. Because we saved Coyote, Mrs. Kabuta is all about keeping us in the family, and has given us, I guess, this access to her like safe house here. So there's a bunch of like different traders and stuff in here, but we just came in, haven't really done anything yet. But I see over here that there's something, no bunks available, or something I can pick up over here. Jazz. Oh, this is my stash. Oh, okay, cool. Confirm? Should I? No, I'll leave it. Cool. So it's my, does it say, no, okay. So I just have to remember that's, the lockers are my stash. Cool. Looks like I need to talk to Dr. Sarah Castle. So we have a few people around. Oh, this, Eric Mersman was upstairs. He was, fuck, I think he sold talismans or something. Like, or like shaman spells, I don't remember. Well, let's go talk to Dr. Sarah Castle. Make it quick, I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out back there. I'm impressed that you're talking. Your arm's on the fucking table. That's fine. Alright, looked like you could use a hand. Tell me about the night Sam Watts died. And Null Sheen, you should be okay. Okay, so the first one is a little funny. It's a, looks like it is a little bit of play on the fact that she just lost her arm, which is, I think it's kind of funny, but might be a little mean. Asking her more about Sam Watts, that's more or less what we want to get to, but is it a good idea to ask her when she's all fucked up like this? Look at that, she got like gash down, her eyes all fucked up, and she got scratches and shit all over, and she's missing an arm. And then Null Sheen, you should be okay now. I don't know what Null Sheen means, but I think this one's the best. The first one's kind of mean. And then the... I don't want to probe too far. I feel like she's not going to want to talk right now about anything. You know what? No, let's, let's stick with Null Sheen. You should be okay now. We'll see. It's going to take years to work off this debt. Yeah, probably. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to ask you to go sit in the waiting area, watch some Trivet or something. This young lady and I have work to do. Mrs. Kabuta never said what kind of cyberarm she'd pay for. I have some questions first, and take it easy, Coyote. We'll be here when you wake up. Let's see... Mrs. Kabuta, you know what, I kind of want to find out what kind of arm she's getting, to be honest. So, Mrs. Kabuta never said what kind of cyber arm she'd pay for. I want something badass. Got one with a laser inside? I like you, Coyote. You'll take what I give you, lady. Now let's have a look at your face. That sounds pretty nice. Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote. I earned this face by being stupid. I'm gonna keep it. End story. Shit, so she's gonna stay all fucked up. Whatever you say, kid. With one swift move, she sinks a syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty-night. She just knocked her out there. Kinda cool if we just saw her like lie down, but I think I'm asking for a bit higher of a graphical budget than this game has. Okay, so it looks like she's done. Her arm's still over there, but she's got this new fancy one. Ooh, fancy. So let's talk to Coyote. See what's what. Coyote looks both better and worse than you last saw her. All the gaping holes are plugged and she's sporting a shiny new cyberarm. But now that the adrenaline has worn off, it's clear she needs some rest. Yeah, don't blame her. Good morning. Thanks to the miracle of modern medicine, combined with Doc Castle's magical healing powers, I'm almost good as new. Better, really. I can say either nice arm, you ready for some questions now? And can I talk to you for a few minutes, Coyote, about Sam? This is the second time I have an opportunity to talk about Sam. I think I might take it. She's tired, but, you know, even if she tells me to ask her later, at least that's something. So let's go with that. Can I talk to you for a few minutes, Coyote, about Sam? Sam Watts? What about him? Sam's dead. Holy dreck. Sam. Can't say I'm surprised. He was on a downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? This looks like another one of those, you know, serial questions. I'm just gonna go down the list. Tell me about Sam. I hear you liked him. I did. He made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. No accounting for taste. Sam made some bad jokes. Did you guys jam? Me too, so this looks more. Let's go. No accounting for taste. Sam made some bad jokes. Not when he was sober. He was chill and funny. I guess I knew him the best of everyone here. Sorry he's gone. So you served... Oh, this is back to the thing. So you served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about that night? It was a pretty average night. Regular crowds, as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you know him? Yeah, met him. He's a charmer too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Nice. Anyway, Jake and Sam were having a few... Well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back, but... tossing him back, but good. It's a weird way to say that. Eventually he got loud, the way he sometimes did when he mixed drinks. Mixed drinking and who knows what, and Mrs. Kabuto wanted him ejected. Mr. Cluey wasn't around, can't remember why, so she asked Jake to do the honors. Jake dragged him out back into the alley, and that's the last time I saw Sam. You said he got loud? Do you remember what he was saying? She thinks. Standard Sam, Drek. How he grew up rich and didn't deserve this. How he hated his mother. How he loved his mother. It was pretty pathetic stuff. Did Sam have any enemies? She thinks. Enemies? That's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked on more than one occasion. But no, I don't think he had any enemies, at least none that I'm aware of. Where did Sam live? On the streets, mostly. He'd occasionally convince someone to let him flop on their couch, but he'd always overstay his welcome and get kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used one the night before I saw him last. How bad was his drinking? If it was just the drinking, it would have been bad. But Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything. Booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro. Whatever he could get his hands on. So, I think before I was referencing chips as like gambling, but I think now chips are those like better than life chips. So I guess that's just a new thing to get addicted to in this world. That's fine. It wasn't always like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. Sam was sick? Dying, didn't you know? Yeah, everyone could tell. You could just look at him and see he was a walking corpse. It had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better. Looked good even. Hard to imagine. All better? Just like that? Did he say how he got better? Like the middle one. All better? Just like that? He said his mom helped him out. Never said how, though. Thanks, Coyote. Now I need you two to do something for me. Whoa. What do you need, babe? I need you to talk to Mr. Delilah for me about the Royale run. He is usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe I can take another run at it when I recover. I will. Oh, sorry, my throat's a little dry today. Let's see. So I can go down here. Looks like I can investigate Sam's bunk. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to these guys. I think these are all the store, the shopkeepers that Mrs. Kabuta, jeez, mentioned last time. Anyways, let's see. This guy's name is Algernon. Algernon. Past the bar, the edges of the safe house become somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half of this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space, while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. Good evening, young elf, and welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I'm Algernon, half dream. To ease your way through the sixth world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells and fetishes, for the conjuring of spirits. You know what? I want to see what he has. Sounds like he's got shit for me. I'm cool with that. Let me see what you have. So he's got belt and shit and a bunch of other crap. Spellcasting. So this is all, I'd go through and read these all for you guys, but I'm sure that's gonna just be really boring. So let's just go down. Okay, here's the shaman. Oh, here's the air barrier thing that looks like an air barrier thing. Let's see. So we have fog, quiet bomb, air barrier 3, silence, and haste. Oh, and slow. Sorry, I already have haste. Slow, I remember looking at it and wasn't quite sure what I should do with that. Let's go up here. So fog, an area effect spell that reduces chance to target someone by 15%. So it sounds like this is just like a area for less. I guess it makes it harder to hit into the fog. Quiet bomb, so an area effect spell that reduces any sound made in it to 0. I guess that's like. So I know silencing a lot of RPGs means you can't like cast spells because you can't, conjure them or whatever. So maybe that has to do with it. And same thing down here with silence. This one is set 5 light cover barriers that last 3 rounds. Anyone that enters takes -1 AP damage. We got 2 grand. So let's get air barrier. I want to see what this is like, and it'd be cool to see how people interact with it. And then I used one of my air elementals, and it was pretty freaking awesome. So let's see if I can get another one. So these ones are 100 each. These ones up here are 400. I don't know if I want to spend 400 on one yet, especially now. I used it once, but I don't know how good it's going to be in the future, at least from that perspective. But I have an air one, so let's get either, I guess, earth or fire. Who am I getting? Let's get fire. Fire's cooler than earth, at least from this. Alright, I could get them both, but I only have space for one, so maybe not. Alright, let's go for it. Confirm. So now that there. Oh, cool. Sorry about that, just took a drink. So that was the magic guy. Let's see what did Eric sell then? I don't remember. Okay, I remember now. Change your clothes, change your life, right? Not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but each one will help to keep you on the right side of the ground. Take a look. So this guy sells armor. I remember this. Honestly, going from 1 armor to 2 armor, I'm not sure if that's worth it. Let's see. So yeah, we'd want the charisma one. This one. But for 300, it might be worth it. Or I could go up here, spend most of my money, get 4 armor, and an extra 3 HP. Might have to just wait. I'll see how the next run goes and see if I need some armor. TB Gumberman. Theodore Buster Gruberman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with a precision that suggests that the straight lines of a military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, as they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusks protruding from his mouth. The only other defect in his picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious to
as to ruin the line of his suit. Sweet. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful. He talks almost exclusively in numbers, calibers, ranges, rounds per second, arc of fire, razoring factor, tensile strength, and, of course, price. Bunker Buster Gruberman, at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also go to answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasion. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunition, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? I feel like I know what he sells. I don't need to ask him. So look, let's take a look at what you've got. So we got guns, lots of guns. We have some machine guns, or SMGs actually. Do this rifle. So this is the AK-97s and what I have. So it does 10, so I don't think getting this new one is going to be worth it. The range is the same, although honestly I really don't need that much range. Then we just got a bunch of stuff. I have a grenade. I think I have a fragmentation grenade. I haven't used it yet, so I don't want to like buy a new one, although they're pretty reasonable. 90 bucks. I think I used one of the basic med packs I have, but I don't think. You know what? Come to think of it, I think that the new fetish I bought filled up the last spot in my inventory, so I don't think it's that great. Yeah, nothing right now, thanks. I guess because the last guy I actually bought something from. Let's talk to David Fry II. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in a chaotic patchwork quilt of circuit boards, chip wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this techno-bits storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists, and if it doesn't exist, then I can get it made for you. Any questions I can answer, anything gear you need? Anything gear you need, that sounds weird. What's a deck, what's a program, what's an ESP, what do you have for sale? So, I think this has to do with like decking and rigging. Let's look a little bit into, I guess decking is not going to be huge, okay. So what's a deck? You jack into the matrix, or into the context of a run. When you jack into a local node of the facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry, and the firepower of your base matrix attack. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP is reduced to 0, you'll get booted from the system, and it'll hurt. So I guess IP is like HP in the decks. I imagine decks are just like another, it's like a little part that I guess your guy can go into. What's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures and enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs for attack and defense at different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can use more powerful versions of these programs. Cool. Just see, what do you have for sale? Okay, whole bunch of shit I can't use. Cool. See you later. I don't need to know about an ESP. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me also introduce you to our resident decker and my good friend Johnny Clean. Oh, that was the guy upstairs. Okay. On the same overalls that you saw him in upstairs down here, leaning over a workbench crammed with circuit boards, cables, and chips. Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once as hot and as invisible as the most infamous deckers today. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can be. How is decking used? The decking skill is often used just on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, etc. But occasionally a run will have the option of the requirement to go, or the requirement to go into the local matrix LAN of the facility you are infiltrating in order to gain access to the valuable information or control more important things in the real world. Why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand out upstairs? No. Janitors never do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and getting out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. Half the Matrix Half the Matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of part of me. That makes sense. Is it true that you were part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known this guy for over a decade and he's been smart enough not to tell me. So he sure as hell is not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best to let the subject drop. That's fair. See you guys around. I guess that's fair. I wouldn't expect him to divulge too much. I literally just know the guy from talking to him briefly upstairs and talking to him now. So let's go down here and look at, I think this is Sam's bunk. I think that was the objective I had before. So the bunk is a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the sheets, blankets, and pillow, you find an old photograph that has seen a lot of wear. So let's look at the image on the photo. The picture is of a blonde boy and girl, both about age 14, sitting on a dock on the edge of a lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his arms tight around the girl's shoulders and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on his cheek while making rabbit ears planting behind his head with her fingers. Cool. Check the back of the photo. Written in a woman's hand. Written in a woman's hand are the words Sam and Jessica, Lake Sammamish State Park, summer 2040. Let's take it. Pocket the photo. That'll probably be useful later. Maybe although fuck. 2040, so it's been I think 14 years. So he's gonna be 24 now, I guess. I don't know. I guess you could, you know, if you saw how I look today and then, you know, saw a line of people who were 14, you could probably pick me out. But I don't know how similar I look. I don't think you'd be able to just like look at that and be able to see, you know what I look like now. Alright, let's go upstairs and we need to talk to Mr. Delilah. I didn't realize he was in this this thing here. I bet that's him. Yeah, it's Mr. Delilah. Okay, let's see what Mr. Cluey is up to right now. The hulking troll bouncer in the immaculate suit stands as impassively as ever. The absence of dust on his broad shoulders is the only real indication that the man ever moves. He nods to you when you approach. Evening. I see Coyote's back, looking only a little worse for wear. We have you to thank for that? The having her part back, yes? Or the wow. I said all the words. I just didn't pay any attention to any sort of commas or anything. The having her back part? Yes. I didn't rough her up, if that's what you're wondering. Paco and I tracked her down. Honestly, it wasn't just me. Paco gave me most of the leads, so I'm going to say Paco and I tracked her down. Always wonder what she saw in him, but I guess he ain't all that bad. I'm just glad she's back. Me too, bud. Couldn't stomach losing anyone else so soon after what happened to Sam. You feel protective over the people here. Guess it's your job to care. You're just a big old sheepdog, aren't you? I really don't want to piss off a giant guy. Like, look at that. He's like fucking head and shoulders well over me. Let's go. You feel protective over the people here. Immensely. Toward anyone who walks through that door, be they employee or patron. Unless they mean ill will, of course. Mind if I ask you a few questions? Haven't minded so far. Yeah, that's fair. Hear anything else about Sam's death? People are saying it was the Ripper, but people say a lot of things about what they don't know or what they don't understand. That's right. It's true here too, buddy. True here too. You know where I can find a fence? I think Van Grass is at the bar near the stage. Dwarf with a cyber eye. Can't miss him. How long have you been working for Mrs. Kabuta? Kabuta. I crawled in here after I woke. Mrs. Kabuta took me in and gave me a job. I've been here ever since. Do you have to pay extra for a manicure on hands that big? Let's go for it. It's not the size they charge me for. It's the blood under the fingernails. That was a good comeback. I should be going. Catch you around. Thank you, Mr. Cluey. My lord. Look at this guy. She's like doing at least some like hip gyration a little bit, moving her arms, and this guy's just like... This guy's doing like the classic, like, you don't know how to dance. Anyways, let's talk to Mr. Delilah. Mr. Delilah. Mr. Delilah looks small and tough, but an untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got the air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of the rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? Mr. Delilah? We have business to discuss. You Delilah? You know, I'm like 100% sure he's Mr. Delilah. So I'm just gonna go with the top one here. So, Mr. Delilah, we have business to discuss. What business? I got no business with you. We're with Coyote. She's indisposed at the moment. Coyote sent us. Ever hear of someone named Coyote? I feel like he knows who Coyote is, and it'll get us to the point quicker, so I'm not gonna patronize him with that. And I don't really want to say that she's indisposed at the moment. I'd rather just, you know, get straight to the point. So, Coyote sent us. At the mention of Coyote, he finally gives you his full attention. Why didn't you say so? Coyote's late, and my client is getting anxious. Where is she? Downstairs trying on a new arm. Your run went south for her. She's getting stitched up. She's downstairs in the med bay. Got her arm torn off on the job. I feel like the top and the bottom one are saying the same thing, but the bottom one seems a little bit more, I don't know, forceful? I'm gonna go with that. Why not? Switch it up. Let's try to, you know, make him think we're tough. She's downstairs in the med bay. Got her arm torn off on the job. No kidding. Huh. Well, whatever. She's tough. She'll pull through. So who are you two? Unprogrammable. He's Paco. The guys that got you your goods. What difference does it make? This is Coyote's boyfriend, Paco. I'm unprogrammable. Okay, last one is a little too weird. So let's go with unprogrammable. He's Paco. Great. We're all introduced. Now give me my stones. I can give him all the stones. I can hold back the best one and give him the rest. Or hold back the pebble with the runes on it and give him the rest. Ooh. You know what? I feel like he's just going to fuck with Coyote if I don't, so I'm just going to give him all the stones. In an instant, there's a jeweler's scope on his eye, moving quickly through what appear to be the most valuable stones. He stops when he finds what appears to be an ordinary pebble inscribed with Hebrew characters. That's the one. He pockets it. Okay, you done good, but you're late. And Coyote knows that in this case, late equals no payment. But I'm feeling magnanimous tonight, so you guys can keep the rest of the gems as your reward. See, I didn't even have to steal one. And if I felt like if I kept the pebble, he would have shot me or something. So, deal. Mr. Delilah looks you up and down, takes you all in. Listen, you look like the sort of man who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. He dismisses you with a wave. Looks like you impressed him. I no offense for those gems. Van Gas. Follow me. Cool. Thanks, Paco. Alright, let's go find a fence. Maybe we'll get some money out of this. Fan grass. Yeah, this is the guy I talked to before. Van Grass is fiddling with his cyber eye while noodling on his PDA. Noodling. You're back? Still busy? What's your story? I don't remember if I gave this guy a voice, and that might happen, you know, throughout the playthrough here. So if I do forget or give him a different voice, I'm sorry. We're just gonna say maybe, you know, he changes voices every now and then. Anyways, we have some pretty things to sell. You'll want to see them. We need a fence for some stones. You the right guy? And Charisma 3. I can see you're a busy man. Let's go with that one. I'm always gonna choose the one where I have like some sort of either skill or etiquette for it, because I feel like that's usually the best route to go. So I can see you're a busy man. He nods his head. That's right. And So I wouldn't bother you if I hadn't come into possession of these rare stones. You have his attentions. Rare stones, huh? Let's see these rare stones. You hear the servos and Vangrass's cyber eye whir as his magnifying lens slips into position. He bends his head over the stones for 2 seconds, maybe less. Where do you get this Drek? Gumball machine? I'll give you 1,000 for him. Let's see. So sounds good. Pay me? I'll think about it. Then a charisma one, and looks like strength and academic. So let's go with charisma. I thought you said you were a busy man. I am. Then why are you wasting our time with this little dance? 1,500 and it's done. So I feel like this is back to you got a dealer, I think. So, you know what? I don't really know why I'd keep them. So, you got a deal. Done. Give me your grit stick. I guess that's how we exchange money. Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet. So is that? Oh, Johnny Clean's back up here. I don't. Yeah, so let's go talk to Mrs. Kabuta. See what's up with her. How else may I be of service? Is Mr. Delilah here tonight? She's probably just gonna say he's around the corner. You mentioned Coyote's Crusade. What is it? If you don't mind, how did you get involved in all this? And are any Johnsons or fixers here tonight? So let's go with you mentioned Coyote's Crusade. What is it? Coyote. Did I read this already? No, I don't think so. Coyote grew up in the Royale but managed to escape that life. However, her cousin was apparently not so lucky. He came to town about a year ago and fell in with the wrong circle. He was introduced to sim chips and became addicted to BTLs. Coyote has been tearing her way through chip houses for months now, searching for him and acting as a one-woman cleanup crew. Damn. Wow. Well, I mean, she got a little fucked up last time, but she's probably pretty badass. If you don't mind, how did you get all involved in all this? I am a former runner. Now I provide a safe haven and a marketplace for runners who need a trustworthy place to congregate and do business. Cool. Are any Johnsons or fixers here tonight? In addition to Mr. Delilah, you may wish to speak to Vangrass. He is often stage side. Vangrass is most often a receiver of found articles, but he occasionally has work. I'll be going now. Cool. Cool beans. Alrighty. Do I have any... I'm not sure I have anything on the go right now. Can I check quest? Oh, just return to Coyote. Alright. I think we'll return to Coyote, see what she has to say, and then that might be a wrap up for now. So, Coyote. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load off and watch it with me? That sounds nice. Found something in the bunk Sam was using. Did Sam have a sister? You know someone named Jessica? Let's go with, did Sam have a sister? Her brow furrows. Yeah, I think he did. He mentioned her once. Didn't sound like they got along well. Your comlink chip and the screen shows the smiling face of Officer Aguirre. If he's smiling, it must be about money. Are all the cops on the take as happy as you? Talk. Officer Aguirre, what a pleasure to hear from you. I'm paying him to talk to me. I don't really give a shit about pleasantries. So let's go with, are all cops on the take as happy as you? Yep, we have our own clubhouses and everything. As per our discussion, I'm informing you of another Ripper murder. The victim worked at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks. You owe me for this. I guess, put it on my tab. You there now? And I need to see that now. So let's go with, put it on my tab. You there now? Better get here quick before McCluskey arrives. Goddamn McCluskey. Damage under PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? The docks. I've got to go. Okay, listen. I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royal before. Something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off, and Sam was my friend. you head to the docks, and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister, Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. I don't need your help. See you around. Thanks, I appreciate the help. Kinda want to be friends with Coyote. She seems pretty badass, not gonna lie, and she's got a cool new arm. So let's go with the bottom one. Thanks, I appreciate the help. Cool. All right, I think that about wraps it up for now. So we'll head in next time and take a cab to the NSTV and see what's up over there with that new Ripper murder. As always, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment if you liked the video, like it, and if you want to see more, subscribe. You have yourself a good one, and I guess we'll continue later. Have a good one. Ciao.